welcome to another video. If you guys hear anything in the background, it's because Jose is entertaining the boys not that far from where I'm at, so they're in the living room. I'm currently here in the kitchen of the place that we are renting. Before I get ahead of myself, I wanted to go ahead and talk about, so this is like a sit down video where we wanted to catch up with kind of explaining more of our plan, what we're doing, what we've been up to, and what is our current like living situation, because it's been all over the place. A little bit about our day. We have such a busy day, and this is how our weekends go, because both Jose and I work so much during the week that the weekends are our family days. They're the days where we go and run errands and sometimes pick up materials. So I've mentioned this before, how Facebook Marketplace has been like one of our best friends, so to say. That and Craigslist, because Craigslist was the place where we found the property when we were just giving up on trying to find a home. So on Facebook Marketplace, you guys saw in the last video that we ended up buying a little play set for the kiddos that was such a cheap price compared to how expensive they are brand new. We went, picked it up and everything, dropped it over at the property, and I have such big plans for it. I'm gonna add some things to it, paint it, remodel it, give it a little makeover. But pretty much like what I did to the kitchen play set, playhouse that I got for them, also all from Marketplace. Same plan for that. We went and we picked up like a truckload of those wood chips that you put in playgrounds for free. The truck is currently loaded up with it for our next trip when we go out to the property to just dump it out there.
You know what I love the most about my wife? Is that she's determined. When she puts her mind to something, she gets it done. So when she says that she wants our kids to have a playground, by golly, she's gonna make me do it.
So what are the options that we are looking for the tiny house build? Currently, we are looking at all of our options locally. Since the time that Jose was out in Alaska, I was researching and everything, and we came across this guy that would build us the tiny house, 10 by 20, really high ceilings, and he was gonna build sort of like a loft, but it was just gonna be tall enough for the boys to just sleep. It was pretty much gonna be like a bed. That was it. Mind you, it's just the shell of the house. We want it just to be the shell, since we're still planning on installing electricity, and then we're still trying to decide if we want to add a bathroom in the build, or if it's gonna be something later on built and attached to it. This guy was like, I'll build this for you, and great quality. No hate, no nothing. It's awesome. But he was gonna charge us $20,000 for it, and we were like, do we really want to spend that much on a tiny house? Mind you, I've seen sheds that are like half that price. You know what, we're gonna pass on that because that's just too much for us, the current situation that we're in. We went to this other place locally that sells sheds. We've seen some of them out in the property that we live, like our neighbors, you know, and the one that we wanted is about $9,000. That's perfect. The problem is the lofts would be, so we want at least one loft. It was going to be too small, like too small for us as adults to be on top of there, you know. The kids would probably just, it would be perfect size for them. For us, we'd be like crawling around. I want other options. As I was browsing Pinterest, YouTube, I came across these sheds that are called Tough Sheds, and they're pretty much tiny homes. They're huge. Some of them are pretty big. They're like about 13,000, 15,000, still below the 20,000 mark. They are about the size of our last apartment, but with the second floor. Both of these companies, they don't build a second floor, they build lofts. With Tough Sheds over in Spokane, they build taller lofts. It was fine, but I think the tallest they could go is 5 feet. They don't really offer a payment method. We'll have to see about that, because that's another thing that we're looking for. We're looking for a company that we can give a down payment to and then pay like a monthly payment, so we can already get the build up there. We're not rushing the build because we want to make a great choice, and then we're not going to spend winter up there. What we're looking for in the tiny house to make it comfortable, because again, we're going to be living in this tiny house for 2-3 years, maybe a little bit more than that. So we want to make it comfortable because we're going to be living in this place as we're paying off debt, as we're also building our forever home, which we still want to go with the shipping container idea. I'm so down for that. We want it to be a second floor. The reason for that, I want the kids to have a comfortable space. I know it's not 10 by 20, it's not a lot, but if we have our bedroom / the kitchen, dining, and like closet space downstairs, when you go up the stairs, they're gonna have a lot more space for them to play and have their space. But also, there's gonna be a point where I'm gonna be having to work from home. I can't just have a laptop. I need like 2 monitors that my work will provide. So I do also need like an office space. We want to use that second floor for that. One of the ends of the shed, of the top floor shed, is going to be like half of it's for the kids, maybe more than half is going to be for the kids, and then like in the corner there's going to be like a desk. It's going to be perfect because Nathan goes to school. I would have just Niall with me if he is, and I'd like to keep a close watch on him. The playroom, his room being on the same floor as where that desk is going to be perfect. It's going to work out just fine. We want the tall ceilings so it's a lot of space and it feels open and not so cramped. We also plan to build a second shed, but this one's going to be slightly smaller, but it's to store away stuff. And for example, I could be switching out from winter and fall clothes to summer and spring clothes for everybody to save us space. Sometime in the future, when the tiny home is ready for us to start adding things to it, what storage hacks are we gonna have to add to this place to save us the most space? We're probably gonna have to take a trip over to IKEA, which I've never been to IKEA. Jose's never been to IKEA, and I'm excited for that. I'm probably more excited than I should be. Heard they also serve food, so I picture it's like Costco, but maybe a little bit more upgraded. Closest IKEA that we have is about a 3-hour drive from here. I'm excited when it gets to that point, when we start painting and everything, adding the cabinets and the flooring, and all the little details that kind of make it feel more like home. The time frame, winter is approaching. The only time that we have to go up there and work on the property are the weekends, and not all the weekends we're able to make it because for one reason or the other. We're not sure what winter's gonna bring for us. The things that we need to do up there, we still have the pile of gravel that we need to get rid of, pretty much spread it where there's the weed barrier. We can't really do much with the other places that we want to add the weed barrier and the gravel because I need to clean that up first. We also feel like the yard needs a lot more leveling. At least we have the area where the tiny home is going to be, and that's what we wanted. That was the main thing that we wanted to accomplish before anything else. We need to cut down some of the branches on the trees that are lower. Just get rid of them, kind of give them a clean look. And then we have all those shrubs that we need to cut and remove. I'm not sure if during winter, I highly doubt it because everything's just going to be covered up. But we're not sure if they're going to be able to take the house during winter up there. If we can get it done before winter and then winter gets here. The other thing that is going to make me nervous is we need to install those windows then to just have them out of the snow and then kind of protect a little bit the house itself. Our current situation, we haven't shared this before just because it's been like a topsy-turvy type of situation. Before Jose left to Alaska, I was staying in our old apartment, and you guys got to see that. I was staying in the old apartment with the kiddos for about a little over a month, and then moved out of there, and then a lot of our stuff had to be sent over to a family member's house where he has a lot more, like a larger garage where we can store away some of our things. And then I was living with family, and currently we have items over there with 2 family members, and then we have some here. Our things are really just kind of spread out. If we lived in the apartments that we used to live, we would be paying a high rent plus the loans that we took out to get the property. We really wouldn't be able to do any of the things that we're currently doing if we still lived in that place. We had to make the sacrifice. When Jose came back, we stayed in a hotel for a little bit. He ended up camping out there for quite some time. He camped out there, and then I would sometimes join him along with the kids. His plan was still to go back to Alaska, but then we calculated some things, and then him being here, we were just like, you know what, the better option is you just don't go. And we were so lucky enough to find him a really great paying job. He puts in a lot of overtime at his job. He gets paid really well, and then thank goodness I got a better position at the company that I'm working for. Cross our fingers, everything's going good, but yeah, we're just in this tight situation because all of the things we're doing. We were lucky enough and thankful, the elderly couple that lives here, they have an extra room, and they were just like, hey, do you guys want to rent this out? We're gonna have to do that because we just really just needed a place to have of our own. It's not big, but we are paying dirt cheap for it. We are, again, saving ourselves a lot of money for what we want to accomplish. It's tough. It's not an easy journey. Not everybody would take this journey. You know, most people would be like, I'm just going to buy a house and go for it. And Jose and I, we were just like, we're not finding the home that we want. And we don't want to be paying a crazy mortgage for something we're not going to be happy for. So we just really wanted to start from scratch, and we wanted a yard where the kids and the dogs, I say dogs because we really want more dogs, but we can't right now. We just have our joy. Might as well take it now that we're young and we're capable of doing this. We use this little room that we have some of our things here, and just use it to sleep. Honestly, that's how it is. Like, it hasn't been easy, and we knew it. We knew that it wasn't going to be easy, but I'm so thankful that I have Jose, who's a really good, teammate and supporter on all of this. Doesn't think it's a crazy idea. It's a lot that we have to accomplish. It's a lot that we're working for. We're being honest, and we're being pretty clear about our situation, because if there's anybody out there that likes the idea about doing something like this, where you buy a property that has no utilities and you're pretty much starting from scratch, this is it. I'm thankful for the help that we've been receiving from family, but it's help as in like, hey, you can leave some things here, you can come and shower over here, things like that. The money, the income, all that stuff, and a lot of the labor too. But we are thankful for the help that we've been receiving, but a lot of it is just us having to push on forward. This is where we're at, this is how it is, and this is the raw truth about it. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for supporting us through this journey, this crazy adventure of ours, and how we started and how we're just going to continue. I mean, we're not going to stop. This is our goal. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you're notified when we upload a video. See what we come up next.